What's up, big time gang? Back with another video for you guys. This one is a Subaqua specialty, Swiss made reserve. Beautiful blue dial, all gold, everything. So if you're interested in seeing a review and this watch on the wrist, please stay tuned. So welcome back to another Tommy Big Time video. This one here I got from my boy Eric Particelli. Beautiful watch. This is a OG Swiss made reserve Subaqua specialty, and one of the telltale signs is the bracelet. If it has two holes in the links like this is the original bracelet style. Now the one I'm wearing today, you see, only has one hole per link, whereas this has two. So that's the dead giveaway of the OG compared to the non-OG. So this is the original here. This is model number 1567. This one here has that brilliant blue dial. My favorite quartz movement, the RONDA 8040N. Got the day of the week here on the top. Big date window. So you got the Swiss made down there at the 6 o'clock. Then you got the reserve hand. You got the reserve logo in the crown. And everything to screw down. Reserve logo at the 9 o'clock on the case. The beautiful case and cradle design. And then we've got the almost two-tone looking gold finish on the bracelet. So it's like a lightly brushed down the outer links, and then like a matte, harder, I guess, deeper brushed down the center links, so that it has contrast. You can't really see it too well with the lighting on the video, but there is contrast between the 3 center links and the 2 outers. The scissor clasp, of course. Got Invicta on the clasp, the logo, and the case back is another dead giveaway of the OGs versus the non-OGs. So this one here is all edged, where, let me take off the one I have on my wrist. The one I have on my wrist is the newer style case back, which is much cheaper in quality. You see that one's all peeled and everything else. And it's just an ink stamp just put on the back. So big difference in quality there. But Eric hooked me up with this watch. Great deal, I couldn't pass it up. And you know, Tommy Big Time loves gold. So even though I think I have too many gold pieces at the moment, I couldn't pass it up. Got the gold accents on the hands and the subdials. And then it's got this, you know, really nice brushed inner bezel, and then the high polished inner and outer on the bezel. It's a really good look. And Swiss made 8040N Ronda movement. I couldn't say no. Just one of those watches that I've always wanted to have. Subaqua specialties were always something that, you know, most collectors collect, as far as Invicta collectors do. And I've always liked, but you know, there was a time there where I was blinded by Grand Octanes, and that's all I wanted. So now that I'm not, I had to go for it. Luckily, it seems like me and Eric have the same size wrist, so I don't have to really size it. It fits me just perfect. And I'll provide you wrist shots and close-up photos at the end of this video, so you can see this watch on the wrist, and then you can see it all up nice and close. But great condition for being an old watch. I mean, it's got minor little wear marks here and there, but nothing too serious. And for the deal I got it for, it's definitely worth it. And unless I get a really good offer on it, this is a keeper. So the difference between, you know, a Subaqua specialty that's Swiss made reserve original is subtle. But if you're a real stickler for the details, the originals have a lot more better details. So like this bezel is not unidirectional. It is fixed. The RONDA 8040M movement, you know, is one of those things that entices me. The only other movement that would be like, hey, I gotta have it, would be like a, you know, an auto SW500 or something like that, or 7750. But the case back is definitely a giveaway. It makes it a little bit better. The bracelet definitely makes it a little bit better. All screw down makes that a little bit better. It's just those certain things that, you know, me as a collector, I care about. It's not a deal breaker for me. I'm not one of those that have to have a Swiss made watch. I'm not one of those, because I mean, when you really get into the technical terms, the Swiss made down there is just, the rules were different at this time when this watch was made. Doesn't make this watch that much different. Swiss made was put on the watches back then because the rules were a little more lenient, and now they're not. And I know, you know, probably 90% of this watch was actually made in Malaysia or China or whatever, you know, Taiwan, wherever it may be. So to say this watch is truly a Swiss made watch, you know, that's a far stretch most of the time. Now, I can't say every single Invicta is not, you know, made in Switzerland, but I know 90% to 95% for sure are not. And especially the new ones are definitely not. So the Swiss made, you know, just makes it a little cooler, but it doesn't really mean that it's that much better quality. But at this day and age, when this watch was produced, the reserve meant this was a better quality watch. And it actually meant that, like, it actually stood for, you're buying the reserve level, you're buying the top-notch Invicta that you can get. So at that time, you know, the reserve logo really meant something. And that INR on the case side there, you know, that's represents, you know, the Invicta Reserve top-notch line. And so at this time when this watch was produced, it meant something. So that makes the watch a little bit more valuable to me. I wouldn't say that, you know, resale was going to make this watch worth a lot more money because it's Swiss made reserve, but in my eyes, it makes it worth a little bit more. So anyway, if you have any questions, ask them in the comments, and stay tuned for photos and a video of it on my wrist, as well as my music. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, share it with all your friends, hit the like button, give it that thumbs up. Have a great day, and as always, God bless. If you're shopping for a watch, make sure to check out Georgia Mountain Watches. Link will be in the description.